But yeah, I just find, I mean, in the media, I just don't see anybody like me. And again, working with kids, you know, with disabilities, and asking them questions like, who would you love to be? Who would you like to be like? And blah, blah, blah. And it's great that they want to be like all these big celebrities and stuff like that. And I'm like, it would be nice though if you maybe wanted to be, you know, a bit like somebody that had a disability and you didn't feel like, because a lot of the kids I would ask that question, they'd be like, I want to be like that, but I know I never will be. And I'm like, well, why not? And they were like, well, because, you know, and I know what they're saying, unlike their friends at school where they're like, oh, I want to be blah, 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 blah. And they never have that, you know, ending of, but I will never be that because. And it was just so sad. And I was like, no, something needs to change. So yeah, I'm just trying to be one of many that's making the changes, but I'm very, very lucky. Thank you to my agency that I've worked with. Yeah, the likes of Dove, Iway, the Real Catwalk, which is amazing. Facebook. I've done some adverts on TV, which was nice because, you know, everybody, well, most people watch adverts. So I always try and imagine like the kids, even though now they're grown adults, that I was mentoring, watching and thinking, wow, that's amazing. And, you know, I always just say to people, it doesn't matter if you don't need to want to be a model or an actor or anything like that. Even if you literally just wanted to, I don't know, take up crochet or knitting or something really, really small, and everybody's told you, well, you can't because you're disabled. Like seeing something like that on TV or something could easily spur someone to be like, yeah, I want to do it. I'm going to give it a go. And that's all I want to do.
Yeah. And it's so interesting that this like actually this topic of conversation, because I had a very, very similar conversation with Ashley Eakin, who's been on the podcast, and she's a director. I don't know if you know her work, but her whole MO is putting disability at the forefront of the big screen in like America and in Hollywood. And it's so interesting because what she also said was so true. She said, you know, we need to be able to see disabled bodies on the big screen because there's such a lack of representation. And actually, I called the episode, I think it was visual representation for the physical manifestation. Because if you haven't necessarily seen someone like you doing what you want to do or like in the same realm, it can be so incredibly difficult for you to believe that you can do it. And don't get me wrong, like I will back myself up 100%. Like I'm the first person that will back myself. However, if I haven't seen someone who looks like me do something I want to do, it can be quite tricky. Don't get me wrong, I can see myself doing it, but I don't know how it looks because I've never seen it before. And that's why we need representation. And that's why I'm so glad that you came on the podcast to talk about this, because you have been that beacon for so many people.